Arsenal and Manchester United set for transfer battle over Mexican Wonderkid Gilberto Mora. The summer transfer window is beginning to heat up, and one of the most exciting young talents in world football has suddenly become the center of attention. Reports circulating across Europe suggest that Arsenal and Manchester United are both closely monitoring Mexican sensation Gilberto Mora, with the two Premier League giants expected to battle for his signature in what could become one of the biggest youth transfer stories of the year. Recent reporting indicates that both clubs are scouting the teenager, although no official bid has yet been confirmed. At just 17 years old, Mora has already established himself as one of Mexico's brightest prospects. His mature performances for both club and country have earned praise from scouts across Europe, with his composure on the ball, creativity, vision, and technical quality making him one of the standout youngsters to watch. His impressive displays at the 2026 World Cup have only increased interest from elite clubs. For Arsenal, the interest fits perfectly with the club's long-term recruitment strategy under Mikel Arteta. The Gunners have shown in recent years that they are willing to invest heavily in elite young talent capable of developing into world-class players. Mora's versatility as an attacking midfielder or winger would give Arsenal another exciting option as they continue building a squad capable of competing for major trophies. Manchester United, meanwhile, are also determined not to miss out. The Red Devils have reportedly increased their scouting efforts and view Mora as one of the most promising young players available. Club officials are believed to be keeping a close watch on his progress, hoping to convince him that Old Trafford is the ideal destination for his development. However, neither English club will have an easy path. Mora has attracted attention from several of Europe's biggest sides, including Spanish giants, meaning any future transfer race could involve multiple clubs. His representatives are also expected to carefully manage his next career move to ensure he joins a club that offers the best environment for his long-term development rather than simply the biggest transfer fee. For now, no formal agreement has been reached, and no official offers have been announced. The situation remains at the monitoring stage, but with the teenager continuing to impress on the biggest stage, the race for his signature is expected to intensify over the coming months. Arsenal or Manchester United, which club would be the best destination for Gilberto Mora's development? Arsenal think that £65 million could be enough to trigger a sale for Bruno Guimaraes, but the Gunners are yet to make any formal approach. What began as whispers has rapidly developed into one of the most compelling transfer sagas of the summer window. Arsenal's interest in Newcastle United captain Bruno Guimaraes is real, serious, and growing increasingly complicated. It was the Daily Mail who first broke the story of Arsenal's interest in Guimaraes, with David Ornstein later reporting for The Athletic that the Gunners made a verbal offer of around £60 million for the 28-year-old. Newcastle swiftly rejected that opening proposal, but Arsenal didn't walk away. Far from it. Arsenal are active in the transfer market after winning the Premier League, but falling short in the Champions League final, with a centre midfielder and left winger among their top priorities this summer. Guimaraes ticks the central midfield box emphatically. Football 365. Some Arsenal fans feel this is precisely the kind of signing the Gunners need to give their midfield something different. Guimaraes is Premier League proven and arguably has more quality on the ball and more of a goal threat from the middle of the park than Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi. Both Arsenal and Manchester City seriously considered signing the Brazil international before he even completed his move from Lyon to Newcastle in 2022, and they have continued to monitor his progress ever since. This is not a fleeting interest, it's years in the making. A crucial element of this saga is Guimaraes' own position, and it's telling. Sources have confirmed that Guimaraes has made Newcastle aware he is not currently planning to sign a new contract. The 28-year-old has just 2 years remaining on his existing deal, and while he remains Newcastle's highest paid player, Those close to the situation acknowledge he could earn significantly more elsewhere. Football Transfers revealed that Arsenal's first move for Guimarães came after the player himself gave them the green light to explore a deal, and that Arsenal never approach a club regarding a potential transfer unless they have spoken to the player involved first. That is a significant detail. This isn't Arsenal fishing around speculatively. Guimarães has, in effect, invited the approach. Despite the player's apparent desire to leave, Newcastle are digging in hard. The message from Newcastle is unambiguous. Guimarães is not for sale. Newcastle remain adamant they have no desire to sell one of the club's most influential players and are refusing to place a public valuation on Guimarães. Privately, there is a belief at the club that any realistic fee would need to comfortably exceed Arsenal's expected proposals. The Magpies are already dealing with growing uncertainty surrounding several senior members of their squad. Guimarães is among a host of Newcastle players who could follow Anthony Gordon in leaving this summer, with Sandro Tonali, Tino Livramento, and Lewis Hall also linked with exits following the club's failure to qualify for Europe. Losing their captain on top of all that would be a seismic blow to the project Eddie Howe has built on Tyneside. So where do the numbers stand? This is where it gets murky. Arsenal's initial £55 million bid was rejected, but sources confirmed a new £80 million proposal is in the works. Newcastle value the Brazilian at around £100 million, though it is hard to see Arsenal paying such a price. Team Talk reports suggesting Arsenal have already submitted an offer worth less than £60 million have been firmly dismissed by Newcastle sources. Arsenal are now working towards making an offer in the region of £80 million. Whether that will be enough is another matter entirely. Arsenal are set to make a second approach for Newcastle, but despite an improved offer being prepared, the stance from the Magpies is expected to remain the same. There is a pivotal subplot that could determine everything: Sandro Tonali's future. Arsenal's move for Guimarães has been accelerated in recent days, which could well be an impact from another Newcastle deal this summer. Tottenham continue to be linked with Tonali, who is valued at £100 million. Newcastle will not sell both midfielders in one window. If Tonali ends up staying on Tyneside, then Guimarães' chances of leaving will increase significantly. Understands Tottenham are preparing a £100 million bid for Tonali and have made significant progress with the player's representatives, with the Italian understood to be open to the move. That has prompted both Arsenal and Manchester City to increasingly focus their attention on Guimarães. In short, if Spurs land Tonali, the door for Arsenal to get Guimarães swings open considerably. Not everyone is buying the narrative around this deal. Jamie Carragher has thrown a grenade into proceedings. Carragher has accused Guimarães of putting a story out about Arsenal's interest, suggesting the player